Welcome back to the Plug Talk Sports live show, episode 85. We have a full house tonight. I'm so excited. As soon as I got into the studio, into the background here, I got so excited. We have a full house tonight, and as we explained last week, we get a little drum roll here. Our guy Isaac is back on the show. He has made his return. The man, he's a silent killer. He doesn't need to say much. He just looks at you, and that's it. You already know. He's coming in with those takes. So Isaac is back. It's great to have you back, and we're looking forward to this episode today.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to be back. For everybody that doesn't know, I did move from Miami to Orlando recently. So, that time and transition, it wasn't going to be easy. And of course, being on the show and moving and all that was kind of like, crazy. So I was like, you know what, I do have to take a step back, but I will be back. And I'm glad to be back tonight on a Monday night talking sports with you guys.
All right. That's perfect, man. Let's get into it. Let's go with our plugs of the week and shameless plugs. Let's start with good news first. We'll start with Janka. Janka, best news of the past week that you...
Best news. I guess it would have to be. I would have to shout out my boy Willie Escala. He's playing for Czech Republic, and and recently he in the previous game he got hit by the Japanese pitcher with one of the pitches, and the Japanese pitcher actually felt bad for him, so he gave him a gift. He gave him some gifts after the game, and they interviewed him by CBS Sports. It was really cool. So shout out to Willie if he ever sees this.
Willie Escala, yeah, man, I know that guy too. It's pretty cool what he's doing out there in the World Baseball Classic. Brandon, how about you, sir?
It's definitely got to be spring break, man. The fact that got a little bit more, easy time to be reporting because for me, I report on the Florida Gators men's basketball team. Now they're going to start with NIT, so I can go full on NIT. The only time you'll ever hear anybody say that, full NIT, but just more leisure time away from classes.
Cool. Isaac.
I have to say a little bit about the same. Like I did go down to Miami this past week, got to hang out with you, Danny.
Yeah.
And got to see some old friends, some family, good relaxing time, we got March Madness. We got so many things coming up, but this week was a good week to kind of take a step back, a little vacation and get refreshed, So that was my plug of the week.
For me, it's going to have to be tomorrow morning. It's going to be a little rough, 4:55 a.m. wake-up call. We're going back right around this time of year. Last year, we talked about it on the show, but we're going back to the national championship for broadcast with my students. We are departing to Los Angeles. So we got an early flight. We'll be there till Sunday night. We have that red-eye flight, so we arrive Monday morning here at 6 a.m. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very excited. Not too excited about the weather, though. There's only 2 days out of that 7-day stay that we'll have the sun. It's still raining in Los Angeles. It's unbelievable, but yeah. But very excited. Very, very excited to see what happens this time around. I'm still searching for the ring, trying to get that national championship ring, but let's see what happens. Moving to bad news. Janka, give me the bad news.
Bad news. Man, I guess it would have to be UM's basketball. Norchad Omier at the start of the game, he rolled his ankle bad. Luckily, he didn't break anything. Looks like he's not wearing any braces or anything, so hopefully he has this whole week to get freshed up before the first game against Drake of the tournament. Hopefully he'll provide. I mean, he's a defensive player of the year, 13 points a game, 10 rebounds. The guy's a menace. He's 6'7". He'll definitely be crucial for UM if they're gonna make a try for the championship. But hopefully he gets better.
Brandon, what's your bad news?
Honestly, I mean, again, because I'm over here in northern central Florida in Gainesville, there was I don't even know what it was, some crazy weather storm woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. just thunder, bah, bah, bah. I'm awake like the entire night. I go into work later on, and it's like raining nonstop. They say there's hail in the area, which is like, how's that even possible in the state of Florida, right? And tornadoes, and it was just like I was on the edge the entire day because of the weather. But it did clear up. But besides that, just not getting sleep, and for honestly not even hurricane weather, it was pretty bad today. It was pretty bad.
We'll invest in a Plug Talk nightlight.
Hey, that'll be good merchandise, man. I mean, I would be the first one in line to get that one.
Plug Talk cares about the kids. Isaac, your bad news.
My bad news was this weekend. It's twofold, and it was in the same game. It was Manchester United versus Southampton. And first, Casemiro goes home early with a big red card. He did touch the ball, but I think there was just too much momentum in the tackle, and he clips the ball and then lands right on the guy's leg. And I understand, kind of like the red card, but what's frustrating is just the fact that VAR had to step in to give the red card when the initial call was just a yellow card. And you could tell by the reaction of the Southampton players, like it was a foul, but it's like you could tell Casemiro wasn't trying to break his leg or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then later in the game, there was a big handball that wasn't even reviewed by VAR. Like they didn't even review that. So it was a mess, but it was a draw. So yeah, bro, Manchester, they're still in third, but that was a big setback drawing to Southampton.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be non-sports related, but my grandmother has been in the hospital since Wednesday night. She suffered a stroke, and I saw her today. She can't really walk. She can't walk. So unfortunately, she's going to be in the hospital for the next month. It's a long time. She's going to have to do rehab and recovery and stuff like that. And there is a chance that, through the rehab, if she can't walk, like if she can't get better through the rehab, then she lost the ability to walk. So we'll see what happens with that. I know she's dying to get home. She's like, I want to go home. We're like, you can't. If you go home, there's a chance that you're gonna fall, you're gonna fracture a hip, and then you're gonna end up back in the hospital. So this is for her best, will and intention to get better and stay at the hospital and stuff like that. But that would be my bad news. We have a lot, actually. We have a lot to talk about today. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get straight to it. March Madness is around the corner, guys. And we're going to go through the brackets. We're going to try to do it as quick as possible. But yes, starting with, we're not going to go with the top bracket in Dayton to get those final, spots. We're not going to go through that. We're just going to start with the bracket. And Alabama, I think we can just say Alabama with whoever they're playing. Alabama's going to win. Can we all four agree on that?
No, absolutely. I mean, we're talking about Alabama led by Brandon Miller. I mean, there's probably a better, if not the best chance to win it all.
I'm going to have to, you know what? I'm going to have to get a piece of paper here and take track of what's going on here because this is about to get wild. This is why they call it March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we all four of us can agree that Alabama was going to move on to the next round. All right. Let's get it going here. Alabama. All right. We got Maryland and West Virginia. Who do you guys got there?
I got West Virginia.
Yeah, same as well.
I'll go with Maryland. I feel like it's their time.
You know what?
I always see West Virginia just choke. Like they anytime they have a decent like basketball team. So
I'm going with West Virginia.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I don't know if I'm too high on Maryland. Again, great team, 8th seed in that bracket, but I don't know.
So are we going San Diego State or Charleston?
San Diego State.
Yeah, that's San Diego State for me.
Yeah, I would agree too as well.
Yeah.
Wow, this is off to a great start. I mean, except for Isaac with that one bold pick there. Usually already, the four of us all will disagree a lot but so far so good. Virginia or Furman? I'm gonna have to go with Virginia.
Yeah, same as well.
If Virginia loses to Furman, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
I'm telling you.
Isaac hasn't said anything. I'm getting a little nervous.
No, Virginia should win that one.
Okay.
You're gonna say Maryland again.
Just checking, bro. Creighton or NC State?
NC
Yes.
State.
Creighton.
I'll go with Creighton.
I'm going with Creighton.
I got NC State.
What about Creighton?
I'm going with Creighton. All right, let's put Creighton down on the board and for NC State for Jonka. Baylor or UC Santa Barbara? This was a little tricky for me, to be honest.
I'm gonna say Baylor. They're always there, so
I'll say Baylor too.
I'm gonna go with Baylor.
I think I will go with Baylor as well, but I do think that team will get upset later on in the bracket, though. I think that's a guarantee.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brandon. Missouri or Utah State?
Mizzou.
Yeah.
They got this guy Kobe Brown. I seen him like in person. Phenomenal athlete, definitely a future NBA prospect. He will lead that team deep.
I agree with Brandon. I'm going with Mizzou. Jonka, Isaac.
Yeah, I'll go with Mizzou.
All right, all in agreement. So this is wow. Arizona and Princeton. I'm hands down Arizona. I'm jumping on that one.
I think everyone has to.
Unless Princeton's gonna bring out the calculators and show us how fast they can calculate.
Hey, you never know. I mean, it could be a quick.
Hey, Brandon laughed a little bit too hard than I expected at that one. I think he really enjoyed that one.
No, because the thing is though, it's nice to win the Ivy League, right? But when you have to deal with March Madness and find Arizona at your footsteps, I mean, I don't think a calculator is gonna solve anything.
All right, Purdue or Texas Southern or / FD. I'm going with I'm going with Purdue.
I'm going with Purdue.
Yeah.
They're a number 1 seed. All right. Memphis or Florida Atlantic. Hey now. I'm gonna have to go with FAU.
Let's go. Yeah.
I
would say go FAU.
Isaac, be careful with the way you say that, please.
It's tough for me because I want to go for FAU, but I did see Memphis beat University of Houston, I think they're a first or second seed, if you could remind me. But so they're sneaky.
Follow your heart, Jonka. Follow your heart.
I'm gonna have to say, I love you, FAU, the Owls, bro, but I'm gonna have to say Memphis.
Wow, bro. Wow. What a cag. All right. Duke or Oral Roberts? The school that sounds like toothpaste.
Duke.
Toothpaste.
That boy.
You're going with Oral Roberts?
Yeah, man. That Duke team is not for real, man.
I don't know, man. ACC.
No, I don't know, bro. Filipowski is
ACC is good for sure, but I feel like UM is still gonna shock some people.
Tennessee or Louisiana? I'm going Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately, Tennessee.
All right. Kentucky or Providence? I'm going Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Now, this one's kind of interesting, though, because, again, there's about 8 SEC teams in the bracket itself for March Madness. But the Big East tournament, if you saw any of the games during that entire tournament, Madison Square Garden, Providence, I mean, they look pretty okay. I mean, they look pretty good. Now, I'm not saying that Kentucky is a little flabby, but I don't believe that they're going to stick through the entire bracket. I think that first round, that's a perfect upset right there. I think I got Providence.
Okay. They got the same record, though.
Let's see here. Kansas State or Montana State? I'm going Kansas State.
I'll go Kansas State as well.
Kansas State.
All right. Michigan State or USC?
Michigan.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough.
Michigan.
I got Michigan because they always have experience. They're every year they make it to the second round or they make it far.
I'm going USC.
For this one, I'm gonna have to go Michigan State. I think it's like their 25th straight year or 24th, something like that. That's like 2 decades of just dominance to make it to March Madness. So I think that just continues. There's no way this is a first round exit team.
So everyone is going with Michigan State except me. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then bottom of that bracket, Marquette, Vermont. I'm going with Marquette.
Marquette.
Brandon. Okay, I was about to say.
Big Marquette guy. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, I was going to say. I thought you were about to say Vermont.
No, of course not.
All right, now how do you guys want to play this out? Do you guys want to continue on this side of the bracket, or you guys want to go do the other side of the bracket?
We could do the other side.
Yeah.
Opinions, Brandon?
I was gonna say, we could just like speed through. I was thinking that just stay on this side of the bracket so that we can go through instead of going the back and forth or whatnot. But either or is fine. Either or is fine.
All right.
Since we have the matchups here set, let's just go through it. All right. We head to the next round. I think we both have Alabama and West Virginia, except for Isaac. What are you guys thinking?
Alabama.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Alabama, man, like the SEC this year is all over this tournament. It's crazy.
They're the highest grossing conference in college, so.
Yep.
All right. So for me, I had San Diego State and Virginia. Did you guys have that same matchup?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I'll go Virginia.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Virginia.
Yeah, same as well.
Although I want San Diego State to win, but I think Virginia's gonna do it.
Yeah.
All right. Creighton and Baylor. That was my matchup. I know one of us had a different matchup there.
I had NC State.
Okay. For me, Brandon, I might have to go Creighton over Baylor.
Same. I'm telling you right now, the Big East itself, Creighton. I'm telling you right now, Marquette and Creighton, they are really dangerous teams. Really dangerous teams. You cannot sleep on them.
All right, so Mizzou and Arizona. Jonka, are you picking NC State against Baylor?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're playing in Denver, so I'm gonna say Baylor.
Okay. All right, Mizzou, Arizona. I'm going Arizona. Who's everyone picking?
I'm gonna go Arizona as well.
Yeah, Arizona.
All right. Well, I have Purdue and FAU. I'm going Purdue. I know someone has a different match. Jonka has a different matchup there.
Yeah, go Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue. They can't.
Yeah, I'm going straight Boilers on this one. I think Purdue is just.
That would have to be the upset of the year. If FAU does beat Purdue.
No, Conference USA would be a basketball conference after that, if that happens.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee.
Duke and Tennessee. That's the end for the Blue Devils for me. I'm going Tennessee.
I don't want either team to advance. Oh,
man.
I would probably go. I would say, because again, I really do like Tennessee. They really did held their own for the number 1 seed for a long time throughout the year. But I just think that Duke is getting hot at the right moment. I think I got Duke in that one.
Okay.
I'm having trouble with Duke because I've watched all the matches with Duke and UM. Duke struggles when you're big on them, and Tennessee's a big team. I'm gonna stick with Duke because they are, like Brandon said, they are on a win streak right now, and their defense is playing lights out.
Okay. Isaac, what was your pick?
I'll go with Duke. as well.
Okay, I'll stick with the Volunteers. All right, Kentucky or Kansas State? I'm gonna go with Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's tough. I'll say Kansas State.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put down because I had Providence in Kansas State. I would put Kansas State over Providence. I just think that team, they really do punch you in the mouth offensively. So I think Providence, their defense would definitely have to drop back a lot.
So I have USC and Marquette. I'm going Marquette.
I'll go with Marquette too.
I'm going Michigan State.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going all Marquette on that one. Marquette's got that one in the bag. That should be, not saying the first blowout of the tournament, but that Marquette should have that one.
All right. Here we go. Next round on this side of the bracket. Alabama and Virginia.
Alabama.
I got to go Alabama.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Alabama.
Jonka?
Crimson Tide.
Roll Tide.
I don't want Alabama because I don't want them to be held as a number one school in basketball and football, and I want UM to have a chance to take on Virginia if they ever do meet. I would take Virginia.
Wow.
As an upset. They are well coached. I gotta admit it. They are well coached. They've been top 10 the whole year. So
All right. So I have Creighton. I don't know about you guys, but I have Creighton in Arizona. I think me and Brandon has a similar one. Brandon, I'm going Arizona on this one.
Again, I just like the Big East teams. Arizona, I understand they're a very incredible team out of the Pac-12, but it's just the feeling about Creighton, though. I mean, I'm gonna keep on going with Creighton. I think Creighton's gonna ride it through.
Okay. All right. Anyone else?
I said Baylor for that one, right?
Yep.
And it's Baylor, Arizona.
Yep.
Oh wait.
I'll go with Arizona.
All right. Isaac's agreeing with me.
I'll say Baylor. I don't know. Baylor's giving me a vibe.
All right. I have Purdue and Tennessee, and I have Purdue moving on. You guys, I think, have Purdue and Duke. What do you guys think there?
Yeah, that one, I think that's all Purdue right there. I think they got too much height on the Blue Devils. Honestly, I just think that Purdue themselves, they are definitely a team that is more built for a tournament like this compared to a team like Duke, who, of course, won the ACC and was on a hot streak. However, I mean, how many times have you really seen this Duke team play against top teams back-to-back games like this? And Purdue is definitely more than just an ACC team. So definitely I think I Purdue.
All right.
Yeah.
All you guys are Purdue. All right.
Yep.
I know you guys have K-State and Marquette. I got Kentucky, Marquette, and I'm going Marquette.
So wait, what's my? I had.
Yeah, I think it was
I'm trying to keep track.
K-State and Marquette.
I had Michigan State, right?
Yeah, you have Michigan State.
Versus.
That's why you got to write it down, Papa.
Yo, bro, I'm trying to keep up. Whatever.
Yeah, en el talonario con papel.
I'm trying to keep track with this. I'm trying to keep track on the online and things, bro.
Oh my God.
That's not gonna work if you're not writing it down, bro.
Bro, it's just like dominoes, bro. You gotta keep the score.
Exactly. Come on, bro. You should know this. Disappointed. No, Cuba is not in March Madness.
Kentucky, whatever.
Okay, Kentucky. You're going with Kentucky, bro. All right. I got Alabama and Arizona. I got Arizona moving on.
Look, not a single person's gonna beat out Brandon Miller, who I think is the undisputed second choice in the NBA draft coming up. Brandon Miller behind like this cast of guys that are just with length and versatility. Bama's going to the Final Four, and I don't think it's gonna be close. I think they're going to the Final Four guaranteed out of that bracket.
Okay. You got Bama. I got Arizona. Isaac. All right. I know who you're picking then. All right. Jonka.
What's my final two? Bro,
I don't know. I'm not keeping up for you.
I think it was
Alabama and no, I had Virginia and Kentucky.
Arizona.
Virginia.
God, this guy's riding Virginia, bro.
Look, the UM Virginia rivalry is a real thing. We got to keep it in mind.
Think about it. The entire effing year, they have put Virginia over Miami the entire effing year, even though we whooped that Virginia ass.
Be realistic. You're just picking Virginia because you want to play Virginia. You got Miami. I'm pretty sure you have in some BS bracket, you have the Hurricanes winning the whole national championship, bro.
Hey, they got a chance like everybody else here. They made it.
Jesus Christ. The day that they win the national championship is the day Jesus is coming back.
Oh, wait, no. Well, guess what? He might be coming back soon.
All right. The next matchup, I got Purdue and Marquette. I got Purdue going to the Final Four.
It's Marquette all the way. This is a team that I will ride my own money on. This is a Marquette team that I don't know. Big East champs. They're led by a great cast of players. This Marquette team, I think, definitely can make a couple of upsets.
So you have Alabama and Marquette. Okay. I got Arizona, Purdue. Isaac?
I'm going to go with Purdue.
Okay.
Purdue on this one. Yeah.
So Isaac's got Alabama and Purdue. Jonka, who do you have?
Don't even ask me. I've already lost count. Whoever it is, Virginia.
I told you.
Virginia.
All right. So then I got Arizona against Purdue. Isaac, you have Alabama against Purdue. And Brandon, you have Alabama against Marquette. Who do you get in that matchup? So there's Marquette all the way, baby.
Yeah, I would say Marquette all the way, but Bama, and again, this is Final Four we're talking about. Marquette is to be at the Final Four. The way that they started this season, being like what? They were supposed to be projected 8th, whatnot in their conference. They ended up winning the conference. I'm expecting them to do a deep run. But I think the run stops there with Bama. Bama just rolls through.
All right. So I got Arizona in the national championship. You got Bama, Isaac, Alabama, or Purdue?
I would say like Leon Edwards versus Usman is going to be Purdue stopping Alabama.
Wow.
Okay, so Purdue in the national championship.
The world. The Boilermakers.
Jonka's Virginia. We already know that, bro.
Pretty much.
All right. So Brandon is going Alabama in the national championship. I'm going Arizona in the national championship. Isaac is going Purdue in the national championship, and Jonka is to be determined.
Virginia.
Other side of the bracket here, y'all. Let's get with it. Houston or Northern Kentucky? There's no question.
You don't have to finish that sentence. That's Houston all the time. That's Houston.
Yeah.
All right. Iowa or Auburn? I'm going Auburn.
Yeah, I agree.
Is Cam Newton playing?
Miami or Drake?
Ooh, no, Miami. Miami for sure.
Miami. Drake.
Drake?
What school, Drake?
Hey, man, I think like UM fans, especially the UM football fans, have to give more credit to the basketball team, bro.
I agree.
They've at least like made the tournament 6 out of the last 12 years with the coach, Larinaga.
Yeah, I mean, not even that Elite 8 last year.
Yeah, exactly. They lost to the champion.
You guys ready for this?
Yep.
I'm going Drake, baby.
Oh my goodness, what a hate.
There has to be on some Drizzy shit.
Going on some Drake, baby. Hey, 27-7 record, baby. Going Drake.
Okay.
All right. Indiana and Kent State. I'm going Indiana.
Yep.
Same here.
I'm gonna go Indiana. Yeah. They should make it like far. So.
All right. Iowa State or Mississippi State / Pittsburgh.
I'm saying Iowa State.
For whoever gets in there, even if it's Mississippi State or Pittsburgh.
Well, I think Mississippi State did end up clinching it out. And for me personally, because I didn't report on the game, but of course I was watching really closely of the Gators' first round matchup in the SEC tournament against this Mississippi State team. But yeah, I mean, one of the biggest pieces about that team is definitely their size. And Tolu Smith, who's this big guy, wide frame, about 6'10", 6'11". He's just phenomenal to watch and very dominant. So he had a career high 28 points in that first round. And he's definitely put this team on their backs. I think defensively, they're also a top 10 team in the nation. So definitely I got Mississippi State pulling up the upset there.
I agree. I agree with you, Brandon. One Mississippi State. Isaac, you going Mississippi State as well?
Yeah, I'll go as well. Yeah.
All right. Jonka's going to Iowa State. I hope you're keeping track.
I
Virginia.
am keeping track. Don't worry.
Xavier or Kennesaw State? I'm going Xavier.
Xavier.
All right. Texas A&M or Penn State?
I'm saying Texas A&M.
I'm saying Texas A&M.
I'm gonna go Penn State on this one. I no bashing Texas A&M, but I think offensively, I'm really curious how that team fares against Penn State.
Okay, Isaac.
I'll say Penn State. Why not?
Texas or Colgate? Now that is the correct name of the toothpaste brand.
Right,
I'm going
right.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yep, Texas.
Yeah, I'll go with Texas as well.
A&M versus Texas. Well,
Yeah, the Red River Rivalry. Or is that the Red River Rivalry? Is it that one?
No. That's Texas, Oklahoma. But hey, they're not missing the colors though, Colgate. So.
All right, Kansas or Howard? That's not even a question. Going with Kansas.
Kansas.
Arkansas or Illinois?
Arkansas.
I go Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with Arkansas.
Yeah.
St. Mary's or VCU? I'm going with VCU.
They still
I know,
relevant.
listen, Brandon, I know you want to see the nun go as far as she can in the tournament.
Well, I mean, it's again St. Mary's, so it does revolve around none. I don't think it's the same school, but again, I don't really know much of either of these teams. I know VCU did win out their conference, I think, and that's the reason why they did make this tournament. I got St. Mary's in this one. I think, just in general, the higher seeding itself and just being St. Mary's it is. I mean, that's a March Madness school name. You know what I mean? Like, that is a team you'll just see in the Elite Eight. It's like, what happened? How did they even get there? So I got St. Mary's just because.
All right. I got VCU. Last two guys, who do you got?
I say VCU.
St. Mary's.
All right. We're split on that one. Okay, cool. All right. UConn or Iona? I'm going UConn.
Same
UConn.
Here. I think.
And no, we're not talking about the GMC UConn truck. All right. TCU against either Arizona State or Nevada.
I think either way, TCU. I think they got a good roster over there.
Yeah. Going that way as well.
I think TCU.
Jonka?
Yeah, TCU.
Gonzaga or Grand Canyon?
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
That is literally a school just for basketball. There's no.
I think March Madness on Instagram put out the percentages that Gonzaga is right now has the highest percentage, like out of like all the voting so far.
Really?
Not at all.
I don't blame them.
Northwestern or Boise State? I'm going Northwestern.
Same here as well.
Yeah.
Same.
And then finally, we got UNC Asheville against UCLA. I'm going UCLA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
UCLA.
That's
Just
brilliant.
talent-wise, that's just.
All righty, back to the top. Houston against Auburn. I think all of us have that matchup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Houston.
Houston.
I agree.
Houston.
All right, I think this is where we start to get. Oh yeah, you guys got Miami, Indiana. I got Drake, Indiana. I'm going Indiana. Just stop shaking your head at me, man.
Well, why Drake out of all the teams?
He's just hating, Brandon.
Drake.
Drake. That one's gonna be a really close one. And again, I know the Hurricanes are coming to this one kind of hurt. But I mean, the Canes themselves, I think that they really do have enough to get it done. I think Hurricanes in that one.
Jesus Christ.
I'm with you, Brandon.
Jesus Christ, bro.
There
Jesus.
you go, man.
Isaac.
All Canes. All Canes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You guys
For reasons, I think,
sicken me. You guys
Hey,
sicken me.
FIU's not in the tournament, so
yeah.
they
I mean,
were.
for
You know,
Sicken me.
I can't put up to you, but that is definitely a you moment. Hurricanes are getting past Indiana that one though.
Mississippi State. We're going past this. I can't with this. Mississippi State or Xavier?
Xavier.
I go Xavier, yeah.
Xavier. Here we go, John.
Yeah, I have Iowa State, but I'm gonna say Xavier.
Texas A&M or Texas? I'm going Texas.
That's gonna be awesome.
I know, Brandon, I think you have a different one, right?
Yeah, I got Penn State and Texas. I definitely have Texas over Penn State though.
Okay. Kansas against Arkansas.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas.
All right, this one's mixed. Me and Isaac have VCU and UConn, and you guys have
St. Mary.
St. Mary's, correct. Who do you guys have? Well,
I got
first,
UConn.
Isaac, I'm going to say UConn.
Yeah, I think the Cinderella story ends there, and UConn wins that one.
Jonka and Brandon?
Same. I think UConn does beat the living crap out of St. Mary's. I don't even think it's going to be by like the first 5 minutes.
Jeez.
All right. TCU and Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
This is a heavy hitter fight. I got Gonzaga taking the punches though.
All right. Northwestern or UCLA? I got UCLA.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
All right.
Yep.
Back to the top. Houston against you guys have the Canes. I have Indiana. I think Houston advances.
I got
Houston. I think Houston wins that one.
Yeah.
Jonka, I'm sorry, he's gonna say some crazy ass.
I know Houston's a good team. It's gonna be a hard matchup, but the thing is they lost to Temple and they lost to Memphis, and Miami made the Elite Eight last year. Yeah, I'm gonna say Miami. I'm gonna do a shocker.
Let's go. It's
gonna be a shocker.
Are we done? All right. Xavier and Texas. I'm going Xavier.
I'm going Texas on that one.
I'll go with Texas as well.
That Texas team is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous Texas team.
I'm going X.
Yep. Well, we're split here. I'm going Xavier as well. Kansas and UConn. I'm going Kansas.
Kansas as well.
Kansas. Yeah.
All right. Gonzaga and UCLA.
Gonzaga.
This is tough. This is a tough one. I saw Brandon's face. This is a tough one.
Yeah, because the thing is all about Gonzaga. I mean, they always find themselves in these situations where they're deep in March Madness, but they also find themselves in situations where they're out of March Madness, deep into it. And I just think that UCLA, I mean, I think they got enough firepower against this Gonzaga team where they can easily light them out. So I got to go with UCLA.
I'm going with UCLA as well, man.
Yeah.
Isaac?
All right. Yeah, I think UCLA takes this one for sure.
All right.
It'll be tough, though.
For me, I have Houston and Xavier. Isaac and Brandon have Houston and Texas, and Jonka has Miami and Xavier. I'm going to go with Houston.
I got Texas.
Okay.
I think Texas continues to climb the ladder.
Um, I got Gonzaga beating Kansas in an upset, and I haven't seen enough of Xavier to even make a decision on Miami. I have no idea. It's a throw up for me. But if I'm gonna pick one over the other, it's gotta be my team. So
My God. Why Jesus?
I love that logic. That's a good logic.
I mean, we have a better record than they do.
Hey, I mean, it's bracketology though, so.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Looking at the stats here, we're basically equal in most of the stuff. So
You guys have Texas. Is it Texas and UCLA you guys have?
I think so. Well, I had
Texas and Kansas.
Texas and Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have Houston, UCLA. I got UCLA going to the national championship.
Yeah, for that one, I mean, again, I understand Kansas themselves. They've been a top team this entire year. I think very underrated for not being a number 1 seed over Houston. But the Longhorns, hook them, man. I got them going past the Final Four into the championship.
Okay, so you have Alabama, Texas as your national championship.
Yeah.
Isaac, you have Purdue against who?
Yeah, Purdue against. I'd say Texas as well.
Purdue, Texas. All right. I have Arizona, UCLA. Janka has
Miami, Gonzaga. Be realistic. Most likely it's gonna be Gonzaga, but I wish my dream would be Miami, Virginia, but it's gonna be Gonzaga, Virginia.
okay. All right. Brandon, who wins, Bama or Texas?
Well, for this one, I just find it kind of crazy because throughout this entire bracket, I've set up a situation where it's like the Big 12 tournament championship once again. And speaking of that, Texas blew out Kansas in that one. However, Bama throughout this entire season, I don't think they've even been close to blown out, let alone have given up a lead throughout a majority of their season. I mean, they were on a 20, 15 game winning streak. Huge on Brandon Miller. I think that he's an incredible prospect for the NBA draft. That team, even though they've gone through some controversial things throughout the season for obvious reasons, but the way that they've just been pushing themselves, it looks like almost like nothing can really stop them. So I got Bama winning that one. Exact score closer than everyone thinks. 76-72. That's what I'm thinking.
Texas A&M beat Alabama on the 4th of March.
So Brandon's got Alabama as national champions, excuse me. Isaac, Purdue, Texas. Who do you have?
I think Purdue wins it in overtime.
All right, Purdue national championship. Arizona, UCLA. I got UCLA as national champions. Janka has Gonzaga, Virginia. Who do you have as national champions?
It's not going to be Virginia, I can tell you that much. I got the Zags.
All right, cool. So we got different outcomes. That was fun. So that was our bracketology for the night. We're gonna move into our next topic, and it is. Do you guys think that the Miami Heat will move on from Jimmy Butler? What do you guys think?
Yeah, the situation itself, obviously, I think it's more of an emotional turn point where you see a team losing. And if you're a player that's the image of the team, I mean, you're definitely going to feel that first and foremost. For the Miami Heat to ever move on from Jimmy Butler, they would need not only like a huge asset in return, but also a good timing for it. I think it's a really bad time to move on from Jimmy, especially the way that the team is looking like, where you can't really like move around, get a new guy, sign and trade. I think Jimmy Butler wants, and again, this will be a similar situation where in Minnesota and Philadelphia was in a similar situation of not wanting to be on a team, but the team was unable to move him automatically. I think Pat Riley wants to keep Jimmy Butler, but I think over time, if the Heat continue to lose like they are right now or just struggle, Jimmy will want to force himself out, and he might find himself out. So again, it's a sword fight right now between him and the front office. But I think for the Heat's sake, they don't want him out.
I'm going to have to second that. I don't think it would be a great idea because you get rid of Jimmy Butler, might as well just do a whole rebuild of the entire roster.
Right.
I don't think it would be smart to get rid of him. The reason why the Heat are even winning games right now is because of Jimmy Butler. I don't think the only way I see Jimmy Butler leaving the Miami Heat is not because Miami traded him or got rid of him. It will be because Jimmy Butler would want out of Miami. And let's just be honest, it would be because Miami hasn't gotten him any help or has continued to build a roster that continues to improve in the Eastern Conference. I mean, we saw just the other night against the Magic, he walked off the court, and this is what brought up these speculations. He walked off the court before the game was over, that he got a technical foul because they had 4 guys on the court. They asked him about it, and he said he didn't give a F word. And also, we've seen how Jimmy his behavior has transpired in the locker room in Philadelphia, how his behavior has transpired in the locker room in Minnesota. And that usually happens when he's not happy in a place he's at and he doesn't see much winning going on. And my hope, and I tweeted it, was that my hope and prayer is that he doesn't get to that point with the Miami Heat organization.
I agree with that. Like, and I feel like I agree with Brandon as well, because he said, like, for the Heat's sake, it would not be wise. And I agree too. Like, you don't get rid of your superstar unless, like you said, Danny, unless you're rebuilding your entire franchise and you're willing to give up, Bam Adebayo in the process as well, to get picks to rebuild or whatnot. I don't see that. I don't see Pat Riley doing that. What we have seen of Pat Riley is, like, he's willing to make a move, but, like, not willing to break up, the contracts of Duncan Robinson and like the heavy contracts on that team. And I think that's what's kind of holding them back. But yeah, I mean, I think that's how this marriage kind of gets divorced. If Jimmy Butler feels like I can't win in Miami, and and he decides to be traded somewhere else, or, I mean, that would be very sad. I mean, I would put him right up next to, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, like as one of our best superstars of the franchise. So that'd be pretty sad. But I think for the Heat, they really need to figure out those contracts like Duncan Robinson that are so, like, full, bro, because, like, they're stuck. It's kind of like they're stuck with those kind of contracts. They can't really make a big move because no team wants to pay Duncan Robinson that kind of money. Or, like, let's say Tyler Hero's contract will be up soon. So it's like nobody wants to pay him that kind of money that he's going to be looking for. So I don't know, man. But for Miami's sake, like, they cannot let Jimmy Butler just walk.
Jonka?
Okay. Man, it's tough. I don't think Miami should try to get rid of him. But if, let's say, Miami decides that, you know what, I don't think we can't go any further with him. I think Jimmy Butler wouldn't go anywhere else. I think he would just retire in the spot, because I think he just wants to finish in Miami, to be honest. I don't see him anywhere else. But as Isaac said, the Heat are stuck with these terrible contracts with Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson, and they overpaid for Tyler Hero, who's been still inconsistent. Adebayo's been doing all he can. Jimmy Butler's been doing everything he can, trying to do it night in, night out. And yet the Heat right now are just... Sorry, it's kind of loud.
Commercial sponsored by American Airlines.
That's the Chinese balloon.
Trying to get intel on Jimmy Butler.
Oh my god!
And so it's like they're either just mediocre at this point in time, and they're at the middle of the pack right now in the East, and I don't see them getting any better or any worse. They got a bunch of old guys. Finally next season, Udonis Haslem will be gone. Hopefully, they can get rid of a bunch of old guys. They can revamp the bench with a bunch of young stars, maybe. But as of right now, if it comes to Jimmy Butler, don't get rid of him because he's the only production you have besides Adebayo.
Let's Brandon, do you want to respond? Because it looked like you wanted to respond to what I said.
Yeah. Because again, I do, and this is actually a huge conversation, I think, for a lot of Heat lifers out there, part of Heat culture and Heat Nation. Is Jimmy Butler a top 5 all-time Heat player? I say top. I don't know about top 5. I say top 10 though. I mean, is he like D Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron James? Obviously, 3 there. The Diesel coming in after a dominant time with Los Angeles. That's a top 4. Top 5. I mean, Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning. I think Alonzo Mourning, especially during those 90 rivalries that the Heat had kind of getting started. I mean, again, Jimmy Butler, impressive resume, finals appearance, Eastern Conference. Everyone's going to remember that 2022 playoffs. Like, I think everybody around, not even just Heat fans, but NBA fans in general. Jimmy Butler, top 10. I just want to leave it at that because, again, incredible what we saw in the playoffs. Very incredible. Once in a million. But I don't know if it's enough to break the ice of top 5. Because the Heat, they got some cast. They got some good ones.
I also want to add, I thought it was extremely, and this came out this past week, I thought it was extremely ridiculous that the Heat had a chance to get Donovan Mitchell in exchange for Tyler Hero, and we decided to protect Tyler Hero and not take Donovan Mitchell.
Hey, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, though, New York didn't want to get rid of R.J. Barrett, so.
New York. I mean, have we hit that low where we're like Miami and the Knicks are like this? Like,
hey, they've been like that since the 90s, man. They've been pretty low for a while.
The Knicks have been balling, bro. I don't know if you saw that game yesterday against the Lakers. That was a good game.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. They're definitely a top 5, top 4 team of the East.
Yeah. Listen. The Heat not giving up time. I appreciate what Tyler has done with his mean mug in the 2020 season and stuff like that. After that 2020 season, we really haven't gotten a lot of Tyler Hero. I would have gotten someone. I'm not hating Tyler Hero, but I would have gotten someone who'd give you more numbers like Donovan Mitchell. That's my opinion. I would have gone for Donovan and getting rid of Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's again, I think because again we're getting a little off topic, but if I would have to say in reference for Tyler Hero, I mean his number did progress, getting much better and better year after year. Definitely, I think kind of his injury in the Eastern Conference Finals kind of sidelined him for really doing much for the Miami Heat and helping out Jimmy Butler. When at the time, I mean even Bam Adebayo was looking pretty cold against the Boston Celtics in that last bit of games. But Donovan Mitchell, I mean, the crazy thing about Donovan, though, is that from the Knicks to the Cavaliers to the Miami Heat and all these different, teams that are really looking to get him, I mean, no matter what it was who was able to actually sacrifice their young cast of group. And I just think that for the Knicks and Miami, the way they looked at it is that, these guys are on an upward projection. The Cavs just got really lucky with what they had in their cards. I mean, Lauri Markkanen ended up becoming an all-star out of nowhere, but no one expected that prior to the trade. So I just think the Cavs just got the lucky bounce to them.
Okay.
I think the Heat could have used Tyler Hero. They were going to trade him for somebody like Julius Randle or Brandon Ingram, somebody that's tall that can get his own shot and they can play a bit of defense if they have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Tyler Hero doesn't play no defense. He plays no defense.
He's all offense, man.
We're gonna move to the next topic. The Miami Marlins. This was a shock to me. Actually, you know what? I said it early on. I tweeted it early on in the offseason that the Marlins were interested in this certain player, and I actually got laughed at. Some people laughed at me for saying this, but you know what? Here it is. It happened. I have a couple choice words, but I'm not going to say it, but I was right. The Miami Marlins have signed Yuli Gurriel from the Houston Astros, 2-time World Series champion. He won a Gold Glove. He won a batting title. Guys, I actually think that this is a good move for the Marlins.
But
I like it.
The best part about this move, it's 2 Cubans. in Miami. We got a Cuban All-Star in Miami, a World Series champ as well too. I think this definitely is a big move for just let alone the Marlins, but also just the fan base. Because we're looking, I know we're going to go into later on about the World Baseball Classic, but I mean, this is huge. I mean, we got a not hometown guy, but just about a player that we can all revolve around in South Florida, besides Sandy, of course.
When Jonka talked about, I think either last week or 2 weeks ago, when he said talk about putting butts in seats, this is a move that appeals to the Miami community. This will put butts in seats at Lone Depot Park.
No, exactly. I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm wearing this T-shirt just for the subject. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I haven't been this excited, and I don't know if it's just the World Baseball Classic, spring balls going on, but I haven't been this excited about the Marlins in a long while. So
yeah. Jonka?
I don't know if you guys have been. We're gonna be talking about it later, but the World Baseball Classic. You see how packed it is at Lone Depot Park? That's how a Marlins stadium, the Marlins Park, the Lone Depot Park should be every effing game.
Papa, ni los Yankees. The Yankees don't even fill up the stadium like that.
Hey, but they don't like the cold, bro.
Oh my God. Jonka has this thing.
Yankees fans show up.
Yo, Jonka has this thing called rules for thee, but not for me.
I'll stay. I'll go naked to a Yankees game if I have to, bro.
I'm sure Stanton and Aaron Judge would love to see that.
Yeah, the money I spent to go see them, they better say hi.
That's true.
Isaac, what do you think about Yurli Gurriel signing with the Miami Marlins?
To be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure who that is. So I can't really assess too much. But I have been watching the World Baseball Classic, and I will say I got to see Colombia play this weekend and play very well. So yeah, man, USA is also kind of not playing well, but they have a tough group.
Listen, I appreciate. We're talking about the World Baseball Classic now. I very much appreciated Brandon's tweet at 11:30 p.m. at night saying he was staying up to watch Cuba.
Hey,
and so look, I'm not impressed with Cuba, man. They lost to Italy. They lost to the Netherlands. Like, those are two soccer dominant countries. And
like for me, and again, I wasn't able to watch because like half of the games are going to be played on Tubi or whatever that streaming platform is called. So Tubi and Fox Sports. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to see the Netherlands one, but we got dominated in that one. I think it was a 7-1 victory for the Netherlands. And then the Italian game, I mean, Italy actually, because again, this is a team that is also advancing to the next step with Cuba out the pool. So I think Italy's actually got a much better roster than people expect. And that was actually a closer game than some people thought. But man, watching Cuba though against Panama I forgot the other one. I think it's a Taipei or whatever it is. That last two games, I think it just tells everyone that this is a team with heavy hitters. Absolutely a team that is a threat, and especially the fact that this is like the first time that Cuba's had MLS guys in their roster. So, I mean, besides that, and again, I understand that, we still got the Dominican Republic on the other side in the pool in Miami with, Venezuela and all those guys. But Cuba is definitely just getting out of the pool group. I mean, this is huge for them. They can easily take teams one-on-one if they wanted to, especially after getting a little warm-up.
Jonka, your thoughts on the World Baseball Classic?
As of right now, I'm entertained, and I can't wait to see Cuba play. Their next game is on Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if I'll be up for that one, but they play Australia. That should be a win for Cuba. I think they're on a 2-game win streak after losing the first two. So I think they're on a roll right now. So they should win this one and continue to move on. But United States, I'm a low-key disappointed. They haven't impressed me. They got so much talent, but yet no production. I'm really disappointed. I got to be honest.
Let's hit the final thought of the night around the horn. FC Barcelona charged with corruption. I'll say my part. I'll say my thought first. as a Real Madrid fan, I absolutely hate them. I hate them with all living passion. But I actually have no thought. I mean, it's not my problem. It's their problem. Let them deal with it. I'm not surprised with all the financial stuff they've been going through, and then they keep buying players, and they had to sell the rights to their jerseys and to the stadium, to Spotify and whatnot. They're doing anything they can to survive. I'm not surprised that Barcelona got caught with this. Isaac?
I mean, yeah, like you look at the last transfer window, they signed was like 3 or 4 players, like good players, and you kind of wondered, like, like the same thing with Chelsea, like, oh man, like you guys are really spending money, but the difference with Chelsea is Chelsea have brand new owners and they have a really rich owner. Barcelona for many years has had financial troubles, and they couldn't even pay Messi. That's how bad things were. And they had to let him go. And now they sign all these new players, and you're wondering, like, how they get that kind of money. I'm not surprised, but at the same time, this is such a long process that I feel like we won't actually have any actual verdict in this case till probably like the summer. I don't see them like willy-nilly going and charging one day and actually saying what's going to happen, with those charges. Like you look at Man City, how long has that investigation lasted? And now finally is when the charges came. Over 100-something charges of financial misconduct. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But Barcelona, they got caught. They got caught with the hand in the cookie jar this time.
Brandon?
I mean, unfortunately, I don't really follow La Liga as much as I should, but I definitely do know about Barcelona. Their kind of downward spiral since Messi left, and just in general, that phenomenal team that they had for so many years to start deteriorating. I think more or less the fact that there is corruption in Barcelona is not a shock to anyone.
Yeah,
I really don't believe that's a shock to anyone, even for those who don't even watch soccer. Because if you know anything, I mean, for Barcelona to have this huge image and try to keep it up without, Lionel Messi and all these other big names. I mean, they got, Lewandowski, I like to call him, right?
Yeah.
They got that guy. Memphis, I think, was there still.
Koundé as well.
Yeah,
yes,
Jules Koundé.
There's that as well. So they got a lot of great guys still on that roster. But the question is that, being in debt, could you really pay for these guys? And I mean, how does a fan base look like after that? As an international super organization like Barcelona, I mean, there had to be some sort of corruption. I can only imagine to keep up with all that type of momentum and standard after Messi left. So again, unfortunately, not following La Liga as much as I should, but I mean, when you hear Barca, there's an image and a likeness to them that it's hard to keep up.
Jonka, you get the final thought of the night.
Yeah, when Messi was there, there was like a happiness to this team. Like, there was a spirit around it. Once Messi left, I will as I liked Barcelona, and then once Messi left, as I'm gonna say right now, I wanted maybe this is a fresh start. You lose your star player, but now you can get some new guys in, work them up, see what you can do, start fresh. Even if you're not the best team in La Liga, you work them up. But then once I saw they were signing these new guys, and then what finally clicked it was like when they signed Lewandowski, and I'm just like, bro, where did they get the money to get Lewandowski? Like, bro, like weren't they just in the news for like bankruptcy? Like, how does that make any sense? And then once I saw that, I'm like, bro, there's something shady's going on here. Either some big investor that we don't know about showed up, or
the one that owns FTX,
or some donor. I don't know what happened. They pulled off Lewandowski. I was ecstatic, but I knew it couldn't have been something legal. There's no way. And now this comes out. Now, like Isaac said, the case is going to be open and it's going to be non-decided until like maybe the summer. But I'm very disappointed in Barcelona, how they ruined their image now. They had to sell all this stuff. I'm so disappointed. But hey, what are we going to do? If they ruin themselves, they're pulling a John Morant right now. To be honest.
Oh God. And with that, that was Jonka. That was the final thought of the night from Jonka.
Buzzer beater.
Always save the best for last for the most radical opinions. It's gonna come for your man, Jonka. Don't stop. Anyways, guys, we had Isaac back tonight. It was great. It was a great episode. We had a fun time going through our March Madness brackets. We all four of us have different national championships. It will be champions. It will be fun to see who indeed does win. But that concludes our episode for tonight. We'll be back next week with episode 86. You can watch it right here on StreamYard, our Twitter, YouTube, or our Twitch. We hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Good night, and we'll see you guys next week.